The world of Attack on Titan is a famous one within the world of manga, anime, and now more mainstream content. If you are unaware of what Attack on Titan is, it's a story about a group of people who are trapped behind walls built to protect them. Within the walls are corrupt politicians and evil plots are brewing, but outside of the walls are giant humanoid individuals that will grab people and eat them. Its popularity has grown so large that Kondasha, the company that publishes the Attack on Titan manga stateside, has commissioned very famous Western artists and writers to bring them stories outside of the normal continuity. It's an alternate universe where the Attack on Titan world could exist. For those of you who want the true story within the Attack on Titan proper universe and the explanations as to what the Titans are, where everything started and what is going on, we have an entire channel for manga where we are bringing you the entire Attack on Titan manga, spin-offs, and other manga such as Tokyo Ghoul, Danmachi, Bleach, and Berserk. You can go there to watch the same style of videos that you watch here, but for manga. We call it Comicstorian, and it has been around for about 6 months now. But enough of the shameless self-promotion of a project most people are unaware of. Let's go ahead and get to the westernized comics. Today I'll be covering Live and Let Die by Michael Avon Oeming, and I probably butchered his name. He's known for the comic known as Powers, and he's also done Valve comics like Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress 2, and Portal. Natalie, another individual who voices stuff over on the Comicstorian channel, will be covering Good Boy by Gail Simone. Known for way too much for me to mention here just alone, but let's just go ahead and say Gail Simone is known for Batgirl. Anyway, starting with Live and Let Die. It begins with the Titans crashing through the tree line, chasing down a scout unit. With the rain pouring down and lightning cracking around them, our scouts are looking for an escape. As they race down on their horses with the Titans throwing trees at them, they shout to fire a flare. Maybe Taki's squad can see it, but they quickly realize that won't be happening as Taki's squad is taking on an abnormal. All three of them jet in using their gear to battle the abnormal Titan with the wind blowing them around and the trees literally being ripped up. All too soon they realize that they are doomed as they have been backed against a cliff and they have no hope of winning this. With nothing left to lose, they go in swinging, prepared to cut into the nape of the Titans' necks, their only weakness. Taki then watches as one of her squad mates jumps at a large Titan, only to be caught out of midair by the Titan's teeth. Taki then lands on his back, and with the lightning going off to highlight the attack, she swings down on his neck with the full force of a woman who just lost her teammate. But as the Titan falls to the ground in a hiss, she goes down to the ground with him, and she hits a few trees and falls unconscious, where a man in animal skins eventually finds her. Strapped to a medical bed and dragged into a series of caves nearby, she fades in and out of consciousness, watching a smaller Titan chase after her only to be stopped by the cave entrance. When she finally comes to, she finds herself being treated for burns that the Titan gave her when he hissed out the hot steam upon his death. Taki looks around, surprised as to where she is, and that's when she sees a blonde-haired woman with eyeglasses. The woman explains that her name is Kelly, and Taki rode the body of a dissolving Titan down the river, and that's when they found her. Kelly explains that this group was separated from their expedition a long time ago. Taki looks around as the gravity of that statement begins to set in, as she sees a child. An older, bald gentleman named Marcus explains that years ago, their group was separated and left to die, so they decided to just do that and survive on their own. They have been in these tunnels, fighting and surviving and carrying on ever since that day. The child here was born and her mother died shortly afterwards. Kelly has been mapping the relics of the old world as they find them. Taki takes a look at her notebook, calling her a scout to the end. She begins to flip through it, seeing pictures of families, mountains, and oceans. All things from the old world. And then Kelly turns to Taki, asking if the walls remain. Taki explains that they do. They are right now within Wall Maria. The walls fell last year, but Wall Rose remains and the fight continues. She then offers to let them return with her, but Kelly shoots down the idea right away. Marcus walks forward, telling her that there are Titans outside of the walls, but there are monsters inside as well. Businessmen, politicians, and the royal family. This group would rather stay away from everyone there. Taki tells them that living in the walls isn't perfect, but living outside of the walls is chaos and you need order to survive. And Marcus tells her, kill or die. Out here, they are free. That's when a cat gives a meow, and that's the Titan warning. A Titan then breaks through the ceiling of the caves, giving off a terrifying grin as his tongue is stuck between its own teeth. The group begins to run through the caverns trying to escape as quickly as they can, and as they exit the caves into the tree line, they discover countless more Titans nearby. The stranded begin to swing around on vines and ropes as Taki's gas runs low. But as they are effective in killing the Titans, the smiling one with his tongue out grabs a hold of Marcus, crushing him and eating him. Taki shouts for Marcus as she jumps in to drop that Titan, and upon the defeat of the last Titan, the group takes refuge in the caves. As the sun begins to rise on the next day, Kelly points Taki back to the walls and they beg her to stay and protect her. But that's when she understands. She can't stay with them any more than they can go with her. So Kelly gives her a note, showing how to survive in the area outside of the walls. She wants Taki to tell everyone that it's possible, because everyone should have a right to choose to be free or live with the monsters.
Hello, my name is Natalie, and I'll be reading Good Dog by Gail Simone. It's late in the evening when the dog begins to bark at the moon. He needs to go for a walk, and a young girl wakes from her slumber to walk him. Of course, the dog is happy with this. She takes him out and he marks the wall before allowing her to go back to bed. The next day, she takes the dog with her to the market where other girls snicker at her dowdy, frumpy clothing, and the dog barks at the vendors until they are kicked out. She instead takes the dog to the fields where they end up with the fishermen. It was going to be a normal day until that face appeared over the wall. He kicked in Wall Maria and the rubble hit the ground, causing the girl to panic. The heroes died trying to save everyone, but the girl was saved by the rubble. The dog ran over barking, waking her up, and then led her to a weapon and the vertical maneuvering equipment. She looked around with her dog and weapon and saw the hole in the wall. With no one around, she had been left there alone. She knew she had to do something. She had to seek vengeance. The girl took to the forest until she found the titan that had eaten her friends. Then she connected a cable between two trees and had her dog bark again. The titan followed the noise and chased the dog until he saw the girl. He chased after her instead. He tripped over the cable and stumbled right over a cliff, falling to his death. The girl hugged her dog as she had gotten her revenge, and she finally said, "Good dog," sobbing uncontrollably. Good dog.
And those are two more stories from the Attack on Titan anthology, where we basically take the idea of Attack on Titan and give it to Western people to see what they would do with the concepts of it. Some of these are really fun. We're telling you what, in my opinion, are the best stories in this series. But if you want to know more about Attack on Titan, or you just want to follow manga like Berserk, Danmachi, even One Punch Man, then join us over on Mangastorian, where you can find me, Kevin, and Natalie reading off various scripts for you guys from the manga world of comic books. So basically, Japanese comic books, also known as manga. We read them, we enjoy them, we want to be able to tell some of the best stories to you guys. So come on over and join us. The link will be right down below. And if you want more stuff from Comicstorian, don't forget you can subscribe right here to get weekly comic books from the Western world. That includes DC, Marvel, video game comic books, random comic books, independent comic books. I read them all because I like comic books, guys. Comic books are cool. Anyway, we can also chat on Twitter at Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here.